One of the biggest achievements that you can have within your life is making sure that when you're coming back from a holiday or any sort of trip or any place that where you really felt good, actually you are feeling full and fulfilled and your heart full of love. And I think it's so difficult actually to achieve because there is way too many times that when we're coming back from an experience and we had such a great time and then we've got back home with that particular melancholy, with that nostalgia of staying there, that you would like to stay longer, that you don't want to come back home, and potentially that you're just feeling that sadness within you coming back home. But this is not the right way of looking at it, right? Because in the end, all the time that we go away, we go and gather experiences, we go and gather a great moment to spend with ourselves, with the surrounding that we have, the new circumstances, the new people, or the people that we also know, but anyway, in a new setup, right? So everything is completely new. And of course, this is the exciting part, the great thing of staying away. But it's also very important that all the time that we come back home, we hold on that particular happiness and shining out that experience, that particular way of feeling about your experience away, your trip, your getaway, your holiday, rather than holding on the sadness of coming back home. One of the main reasons why you might feel that particular heavy weight when coming back home is because potentially your life, your routine, your home doesn't make you feel fulfilled, and this is something that you really can change. If there is this particular feeling of you coming back and not feeling like you want to be there, it should trigger within your thoughts some sort of action, should trigger some sort of feeling like, okay, I am not happy going back home. So what is it that doesn't make me feel happy, right? Because if you're going back home and you're feeling so 100% fulfilled and your soul is really craving that particular place, that particular home, that particular relationship, whatever it is in your routine, you would feel happy to go home. So I really think that if you have that feeling of frustration, sometimes even going back home, you should really evaluate what have you got within your life that doesn't make you feel good and attached to your day-to-day life, right? It's extremely important that we understand that everything that it's around us, it's fully in our power, and if there is something that doesn't feed our soul, that doesn't make us believe that we're worth of something better, then it's the time for us to change it. Today I had the idea of making this particular podcast and video about this topic because I'm just coming back from my work holiday, let's say. So I was for a few days, I had a getaway, I was in Coruña. And normally I live in Madrid, and honestly I've had such a great time. I was there with a friend from high school, and I really felt that was an amazing experience because I was there with somebody local, joining his life, a friend that we used to have a very close friendship and travel a little bit around the world when we were living in different places, and therefore it has been a very fulfilling and filling experience for my heart, right? But also yesterday when I was coming back home and I was basically at the airport coming back to Madrid, and I'm like just smiling and I was just almost crying out of happiness because in the end I have been living and experiencing such a great moment because of that newness, that particular out of the routine element or moment that I could live with my friend. But at the same time, I was also so grateful of coming back home because I have really finally found a place that really feels like my home, and really my soul feels fulfilled when I'm waking up in my bed and looking out at the window, knowing back to going back to all my routines and going to the gym and going to just grocery shopping, right? This is just something that fulfills my soul so much, because I know that all the time that I go back to something that I truly love and I really feel within my soul that is making me happy. So I was not coming back home with that particular sadness of coming back home, but I was just coming back home with that feeling of fulfillment from taking back with me that amazing experience, because of course everything that you do, it's basically giving you an additional baggage of things that you can record and you can store in your memories, and also definitely that has been adding value to your life. But at the same time, that's a parenthesis that you need to appreciate for what is it. And the moment that you come back, you must be able to appreciate everything that you have around you. So this is my call to you based on my experience. I've been also living, honestly, I've been moving, we counted it, and it was 9 times relocated in the past 10 years. So I've been moving a lot, and all the time I had that feeling potentially the place was not the right one. And finally I found myself in Madrid, that I really feel this is the place where my soul is craving to stay. And this is the reason why I also know what I'm talking about. I know that the moment that you come back home, it's actually the moment that you have everything around you that is being built and created by you in the way that works for you. So my call here for you is really making sure that if you are going on holiday and you're coming back home with that particular sadness or that particular way of feeling unachieved, or even the nostalgia of basically staying where you are, that means that something around you is not making you feeling in the right way. And it could be your job, it could be your place, it could be your home, could be the house, it could be your surrounding, your friends, tons of things. But finally, you should be able yourself to identify what's the element that you should be changing to make sure that every time that you're going back home, you're feeling happy.